Welcome to MTD CNC TV Studios. Today I'm joined by Nick from MA Ford. Welcome, Nick.
Thank you.
Now, engineers, we face a lot of cutting with materials, different materials, but what MA Ford have produced here is some composite tooling based on a growing need. Nick, can you tell me a little bit more about the portfolio that you have?
Well, as you're aware, Mark, a lot of composites are now used in aircraft manufacturing, automotive, sports goods. So there's a lot of composite type materials out there. The main one being CFRP, carbon fibre reinforced plastic, which is extensively used within the industry. What we've addressed is specific routers. As there's a range of routers here, all from diamond grind routers to compression routers, whatever the customer requires. Different lengths, different end geometries if they're plunging, trimming, whatever they happen to be doing. What we have here is our Series 239 router, which has actually just received Boeing approval, which is a big plus for us. So that's obviously customers can rest assured that obviously Boeing have approved this router, so the quality and the performance is up there. So there's a range of diameters and end geometries depending on what they need to do. Specifically or specially ground to reduce flaking and delamination, amorphous diamond coating, which is a little bit special to us, and as you can see here, we've put together a range of tools, and with a lot of our standard products, they start life as a special. We make them for somebody who had a specific application. Our custom tools division in the US, in this particular instance, they made a tool and it worked extremely well.
Is that the same sort of profile that you have in the UK? In other words, if a customer's got a specific need, a bit like Boeing with the material they were cutting, you produce a product that works and then you can actually filter it out into other areas? For
sure, happens regularly. We develop a special tool in Leeds for a customer in the UK or in Europe. The customer runs it, it works great. We then say, okay, well, is there a bigger market for that type of tool, and what kind of range do we need? So we're very quick to react. If we find something that works and it works well, we'll try and get something in place so we can open it out to the rest of our customer base.
Well, having someone like Boeing, blue chip aerospace manufacturer, it says no more. But when you're talking about the routers, what makes MA Ford routers different to what's in the marketplace?
Well, I think routers are generally routers. They're all similar in lots of ways. Compression router, for example, that is used for a specific application. Where you need the forces going down, but you also need to trim the bottom edge without it flaking or delaminating. So compression routers, or up-down routers, or whatever you want to call them, they tend to be pretty general across the market. All we've really done here is we've brought what we feel is a very, very good diamond grind router design to the marketplace, and as I've already mentioned, because it's approved by Boeing, we feel it's certainly one that should be considered as an option against for people who are machining those types of material, for sure.
And for engineers that are not just using routers, but also the other aspects. Now, these tools that I'm seeing here, I've not seen, let's say, this colour. What makes that different, Nick?
Well, this is actually this was something that was developed in a university with MA Ford and the university in America. And what this is our ceramic coating, which we call it CERAedge. Now, the big advantage of CERAedge is, as you can see here, it can be applied to a range of tools. Here we have a drill. This is basically our brad and spur drill. So this is one where you can actually drill a hole and get no delamination when it breaks through. We have a series of end mills. Because CERAedge, the big advantage within the aerospace industry is what you do is you have some customers that are machining stacks. So you have a layer of CFRP and a layer of titanium or aluminium, then CFRP, and you can get a sandwich, what they call a sandwich. Now the problem is with that is all those materials all react very differently when they're machined. CFRP is very, very abrasive. Aluminium is very easy to machine. So you've got very different elements within the manufacturing process. With CERAedge, because the hardness of it is second only to industrial diamond, it allows us to machine the very, very abrasive material, which is the CFRP, Because we are applying it to aluminium geometry tools, we can machine the aluminium part of the sandwich as well. And with the titanium, because it is non-reactive with titanium, it'll machine the titanium as well. So it's a very good cost-effective solution. Rather than using expensive diamond coated or PCD type tools, we can apply that coating to standard cutting tools.
And with technology transfer, I presume you could sell these products into the Formula One companies, for instance, because they're having the stacking issues as well, I would imagine.
For sure, anywhere where there's a stack material. I mean, the good thing with the CERAedge coating as well, because it's non-reactive to titanium, but it also is very, very abrasion resistant. We can apply it to our standard titanium tools, put the new coating on it, and for customers who want it's a very lubricious coating, so it's very, very smooth. So we have customers machining titanium with it, and they are finding, you know, an increase in the tool life. So, you know, we're very much a solution provider rather than just being the standard range of tools. If there's a special application, we can normally adapt and we can make something to work.
You talk about obviously some of the products at Boeing, obviously coming from your head office in America, but are you manufacturing these tools in the UK?
The routers are not made here. The routers are all made in the US. Going forward, if that range of products expands and we have a much more bigger metric requirement, because still within a lot of companies you go to, a lot of them are using inch tools, you know. So, but as that product expands and we need to maybe manufacture metric tools, they could be done in the US, or we may transfer the specs and all the programs over and we can make them here in Leeds.
So, I mean, obviously composites is quite a challenging material, and a lot of engineers, I would imagine their customers are changing materials all the time, you know, looking at better ways, lighter, stronger, etc. But you've got a portfolio of products. But I suppose your USP at MA Ford is very much high performance is the standard. That really is your USP, isn't it?
Well, we think so. You know, there's many competitors out there, and you know we've used that strap line for some time now. You know, where high performance is the standard, and I think our customers would generally agree with that statement. You know, they buy a tool from MA Ford and they know the quality they will get, they know the performance they will get, and as I've mentioned in previous, you know, when I've been here before, you know, our price to performance ratio is very, very good.
Well, you don't get blue chip companies like Boeing take your products, do you, if they're not at the level they need to be?
Well, exactly.
Okay, thanks, Nick. Well, for those engineers that want to contact MA Ford about any portfolio of products, but especially the composites products, please use the details on the screen.